Hi, this is Ash from ItsMobileTech. What have we here? Well, this is the Asus FonePad. It's just been released in the UK today. It's just dropped through the post. So let's do a quick little unboxing. I'm quite excited to get this particular unit. I've been a big fan of tablets that make calls since I had my first Samsung Galaxy Tab. And after that there's hardly been anything that makes calls, and that's a new trend that's recently started, thankfully. So let's get this off, and here we have one shiny looking Asus, well, FonePad should I call it, and I was trying to open it and it's refusing. Okay, here we go. So that is one FonePad, which we'll get to at the moment. We've then got a warranty card, very nice one. A little user manual, but let's be honest, a lot of times you tend to download sort of the PDFs of this thing. Cool. And then we have the standard micro USB lead, and then so that's the micro USB lead, and then we have, so this is the charger, which is, do you want to come out then? So this is the charger. So standard sort of looking thing, and let's just see what sort of power output this gives. And am I having problems reading this? So I think that's a 2 amp power output on that. So obviously the reason for having a look of the power output of this particular unit is the more ampage output this is going to give, the faster it's going to charge the unit, which is always a good thing. Okay, back to the man of the hour. So let's get rid of this stuff. So here we end up with the Asus FonePad. Now that's a 7-inch screen. To be honest, from looking at it from here, it looks a lot smaller than a 7-inch screen for whatever reason. For the Galaxy Tab that I've got around here somewhere, I think that screen does seem a little bit bigger. So looking around the device, you've got your volume controls, and you've got your power button. On the bottom you've got your headphone socket, MicroSD port at the bottom for obviously charging and data, a loudspeaker port at the back there. Now this is the European version, so unfortunately there's no rear facing camera. I believe in other countries there is a 3 megapixel camera at the back, a little Intel Inside logo, which obviously gives you the hint that this has got the Intel Atom Z2420 processor that's running at 1.2 gigahertz, which is a hyper-threading processor, and it's got a Power SGX 540 GPU in it. Going round, nothing on this side. Now at the top, I believe you can flick that open. Oops. And this unveils the microSD card that we've got there. Let's see if we can focus in a little bit better on it. So that's the microSD card. You've got a micro SIM card. There also appears to be an antenna input at the top, which a lot of smartphones seem to have in the early days, but not as much these days. And then you've got this connector here. You've got something here, not quite sure what it is on that side. But Asus, opposed to a lot of other manufacturers, have decided to encase these sort of things, because once you put the thinking behind it is, once you put your micro SIM in, your micro SD card, you don't tend to take them out too often. So here, let's clip this in, and let's just power this baby up. So just to recap, the weight on this thing is 558 grams, 7-inch screen is 1280 pixels by 800 pixels, 1 gig RAM, 8 gig storage on board. And yeah, it's always good to have a bit more storage, but then you've got 8 gig on board, and the microSD will take 32 gig or possibly 64 gig. And Asus does actually throw in 5 gig of storage. Let's just have a look. 5 gig of online storage for you free, apparently, which is quite a nice one. So let's just connect this quick. Just add my account. Okay, it's just going through the restore bit now. And here we have. So this is the first time I'm actually using a tablet that's from Asus with their own UI on top of it. Now apparently with Asus they tend to not have too much of a heavy UI on top, so you can certainly feel that at the moment, because this is zipping along quite nicely. So let's just have a look. So let's forget albums for now. So just sign it in here. Let's just have a quick look at the web browser, which as default I believe this comes with Chrome. Initially this is shipping with Jelly Bean 4.1. I believe Asus are frantically working on getting Jelly Bean 4.2 on it. Now I don't know if that's going to be 4.2.1 or 4.2.2, but apparently they are working quite hard on it at the moment. Battery life, you're looking at 9 hours, and apparently up to 32 hours talk time as well, which is brilliant. One of the bad things about this is potentially there's no NFC on it, but for the selling price, I mean this is shipping in the UK for £180, so that is one of the most attractive features for a device that you can pocket, which has 3G data connectivity built in. For £180, that is really good. Now here, this is handling my site quite well. and it is quite a heavy site, to be honest. And then the other thing is, I do believe it is downloading more application in the background as well, so that's pretty good. Battery life is a 4270 milliamp hour battery that's included in it at the moment. So that is the Asus FonePad. So this was a quick hands-on. Once I get a bit more time on it, I'll do a full review. So I've had a little bit more of a play around with the Asus FonePad. Some of the interesting bits that I've come across. So initially, I don't actually know, but on the bottom here you've got another soft key, which once you press it brings up these little widgets. Now basically with these you have little windows that float on top of the screen that you're on. So i.e. this is a little calculator, and as you can see we can move it around and potentially get more than one widget on. So here we've got a little browser. I wonder how many you could get on. Countdown timer. And you can swipe around, go into different options, and they'll stay on top. So I think this can have some uses depending on, you know, what you're actually doing. So that was quite an interesting feature that I found. Another thing with Asus, their own widgets that they've got included as part of their UI. So here at the top here you've got a clock widget that they've included. Quite a good calendar app that we've got here as well. And obviously you can, I believe you can flick around. Okay, you need to click on the top to move it around, but then if you can select the different days on it. So that's obviously all from the home screen. And it's good to see, you know, companies include this as standard, so obviously you don't have to buy additional widget packs or anything. Another thing, if you slide down from the top, we've got a comprehensive suite of shortcuts at the top here. So your standard sort of stuff, but it's nice to have an airplane mode straight off the and these toggle quite nicely on and off. And then so you can obviously select Bluetooth on and off, and down here you've got your brightness as well. And another feature which is quite good is you can have there's a setting there for outdoor mode. So that's normal mode, and then select outdoor mode and it goes a little bit brighter, so that's nice to have. Another thing, you've got an audio wizard. I haven't actually used this at the moment, but you've got music mode, movie mode, recording mode, game mode, speech mode. So it'd be interesting to see how they pan out. But yeah, this is, so far it's been working quite well. Obviously this is still a single core processor which is multi-threaded. So I've found it to, when you're not multitasking too much, it works fine. If you're doing a lot of downloading or installing programs in the background, it does struggle. But at the price point that is pitched at, you know, all you need to do is just calm down a little bit and appreciate exactly what you've got. So these are a multitude of applications that I've installed that I'm going to go through and put this through its paces. Thanks. This is Ash from ItsMobileTech.